Welcome to this virtual tour of the neuroscience course here at Keele. I'm just starting off with this picture of the brain showing some of the neurons in the hippocampus. And the point of showing this is just to point out that right at the centre of neuroscience is the neuron. So when you come on the course, you'll be learning a lot more about these little objects. So let's talk about the course and what it comprises and its goals. So you see here the three sort of pillars of the course. How does the brain work? What happens when it goes wrong? Why does it go wrong? And most important, how can we try and understand it? So all of our modules basically address these points, and as you go through the course, you'll get a better understanding of each of them in turn. Now I'm going to introduce you to my colleagues on the neuroscience team, and what this slide shows are the various research interests that we have as a group. So you see them here. We range from repair of the nervous system, what happens when it gets damaged and what can we do to improve prognosis, sensory aspects, hearing and somatosensation, diseases such as Alzheimer's and stroke, and also genetics, for example, the genetics underlying schizophrenia and autism. And we also got animal behaviour, how animals navigate. So here are my colleagues, and they're associated with the particular research areas you see on the left here. So Chris Adams and David Mazzocchi-Jones, myself, Michael Evans and Dave Furness, Chris Exley, Simon Trent, Dmitry Kishkinev, Ella May Sami, interested in diseases of the nervous system, and finally Stash Glazewski, who's interested in plasticity of the brain. So this shows the course in a nutshell really, and explains the different routes through it. So most of this talk really is centred on the single honours course. So that's where you just study neuroscience in all 3 years. There's a different route, which is we call combined honours, where you split your study 50-50 with another subject. So 50% neuroscience, 50% the other subject. The other subjects can be things like psychology, biochemistry, but check the prospectus for all the different subjects you can do. And then finally, there's a kind of combination, a middle ground, which we call the major route, where you start off on the combined course, but in your final year, you specialise in neuroscience. So this shows by year and by semester the different modules. So where you see a module spanning 2 semesters, as you see at the top here, that's a double module comprising that's scored at 30 credits. And where you see a single block, that's a single module comprising 15 credits. And the point really, I can't go into all these modules in any detail, of course, but the third year builds on the second year, and the second year builds on the first year, which is quite general. This shows a typical first year timetable. The blue blocks are the lectures, and the module is shown in each block, and the pink blocks are the practicals. So the practicals tend to be in the afternoon, the lectures tend to be in the morning. There are exceptions. And these blank areas are where you can either do sports on a Wednesday afternoon or private study in the other areas. So we have a new laboratory built onto our building, and it's called the David Attenborough Laboratory. And last May, Sir David came to open the laboratories and was very happy to talk to the students, as you see in this picture. The slide shows some indication of entry requirements. Again, you should look up on the prospectus to see the latest requirements. We do require a Science A level to get access to the course, but there are ways of getting onto the course if you don't have those grades or if you don't have a science A-level. So things to consider when choosing university and things to consider about Keele University specifically. The first thing is we have a foundation year. So this allows students who don't have the right A-level grades or don't have the right A-levels to study around the subject so that they can then have access and progress onto the course after 1 year. So that would be a 4-year course. We're a campus university. We're well equipped with new laboratories and the laboratories have up-to-date equipment in them. We have a good library, lots of space to work in the library, lots of computers there, and a lot of the books and journals nowadays are online anyway, so you can actually get them onto your own laptops and computers. As a campus university, we have a friendly communal atmosphere. We're a collegiate sort of area and many staff actually live on campus. What can you do when you graduate after 3 years or in some cases after 4 years? Well, a lot of our graduates go on to do some sort of further study, and this may be towards something like a PhD, a doctorate, or a master's. And master's is quite a good way of changing your area into something a little bit more professionally based, for example. So down the bottom of the slide there, you see a list of different professions that our students have gone into in the past. There are others that are not listed here. It's really up to the student themselves as their interests and what perhaps their strengths are. And also in the picture here, you see the new wing of the Huxley building showing the Attenborough laboratories. So you might have further questions and wonder what to do about them. What you should do is go to the Keele homepage, www.keele.ac.uk. From there, go to Life Sciences, the School of Life Sciences. And from there, you can find details of the staff that are in the school and also emails you can use to ask further questions of the staff. So thank you for listening. I hope you have enjoyed the virtual tour of the neuroscience course and that it's been useful to you. And as I say, if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Okay, thank you.